Lights go down, the sirens sound. You know what time it is. DT. You know what time it is. Steel in our veins and fire in our eyes. When chaos rises, we're the last line. Step in the ring, step into the fight. We keep the order on a Friday night. When the crowd gets loud and the tension's high, you know the Guardians have arrived. We are the silent security detail. Stand your ground or you will fail. When the storm begins to rise, we bring the thunder to the fight. No fear, no backing down. We run this battlefield of SmackDown. When the warning lights reveal, you face it down. Security detail. Security detail.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night, time for the SmackDown SecuiryDetail. We're looking at what took place last week there with Cody and Gunther there. It's Chris Best and Chris Parrish here doing the show tonight. Mr. Parrish, how are you feeling about tonight's show, man?
Well, it's a go home for the main event, so I'm excited to see what happens, see what they do with Royce Keys, as he had a huge show last week. So I'm curious to see kind of the momentum they go there and really why he was involved. I know it looks like it's a great way of adding him to the mix, but I feel like there's a real reason to why he's added, or he was at least put in that position. How about you?
Yeah, I think that this was because not all the matches have announced for Clash in Italy, but I think that this may have been a way for Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa to further what's going on with them right now.
No, I understand that, but that looks more short term. I know usually when they have somebody in the position of Royce Keys, they tend to have them play a part in that picture moving forward in like the broader sense. So I'm curious to see in just if Royce Keys in just a few weeks away or a couple months away, maybe let's give it by SummerSlam, if he has more of an integral part in that main event scene, because it was just very surprising to see Royce Keys step up when, there's a lot of other people that could have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do have Talla, Tonga, and Shinsuke Nakamura coming up, and Tiffany Stratton has an open challenge for her Women's United States title. Does that mean we will finally see the SmackDown debut of Blake Monroe?
There's a part of me that really hopes so, because we've been saying that we want Blake Monroe and Tiffany Stratton to do something together. It's just a one-on-one match that could lead to a feud or even like a potential tag team. I'm intrigued.
We're starting off with the women's champion here, Rhea Ripley. She's going to be in a mood, possibly. She could be really ramped up. She does have 6-woman tag tomorrow. So what does our women's world champion have to say? Because she wants payback against Jade Cargill, Meechin, and B-Fab. Do want to let everybody know we are streaming on the 4 platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. So if you haven't yet by now, please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. If you can, hit a notification bell button just to alert yourself when Turnbuckle Studios does go live. But also hit that share button and let your friends and let the people you know help them out, educate them, and tell them Turnbuckle Studios is live with the SmackDown Security Detail.
Mommy looked like she's been hitting the gym lately because she is looking really beefed up.
Well, working out is part of the job. So, and we all know that Rhea Ripley likes to keep herself at the top of the top when it comes to being not just the strongest, but one of the best. And when you're married to somebody like Buddy Matthews, you're going to get a good gym partner.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And Rhea Ripley is wanting to fight. What else is new?
Right. But one of the things I think she's got to worry about in that 6-woman tag is not just BFAB, Jade, and Michin, but the cohesiveness with Charlotte still isn't quite there. So I think she might have to watch her back on that case too.
And then let's not forget the immediate impact of Fatal Influence as Charlotte Flair's music hits and out comes the Queen. Now, Bess, did you know that in a recent interview, she stated that when she was coming back for the Royal Rumble, she wanted to do something different with her character. She wanted to go completely dark. Black hair, dark gear, dark robe, because everybody associates the white and the bright blonde with the Flair family. Very interesting had we would have saw that.
I'm kind of intrigued by that, but I like though that she's gone this route with this whole bright, bubbly persona, because that's not even Flair a Flair thing either.
Now the Queen's not alone. Alexa Bliss is with her, and it looks and sounds like they want to address what Charlotte said is the elephant in the room, and that is whether or not they can actually come together and work as a team.
And she's asking the most obvious question is, where was Rhea last week when Charlotte and Alexa were attacked?
Rhea makes a point. Charlotte has said that they don't need Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte's saying they need Rhea's help for Rhea's problem, referring to Jade Cargill, Michin, and BFAB. As Alexa Bliss is trying to mediate the two, it doesn't seem like it's registering with both Rhea or Charlotte.
Oh, we got Fatal Influence making their way out right now.
JC Jane says she loves seeing the women's division unravel in front of her very eyes. So I beg the question then, JC Jane, Fatal Influence, if you enjoy watching it, why are you getting involved?
I was thinking the same thing, but I'm wondering now if we're going into a possible. I'm thinking either 2 or 3 matches here. I'm thinking at Clash in Italy, maybe JC Jane gets a title shot against Rhea Ripley, while Fallon Henley and I'm forgetting the other
Lainey
girl's
Reed.
name right now. Thank you. Lainey Reed taking on Charlotte and Alexa in tag team action, or do we see a 6-woman tag at Clash in Italy as well?
Gotta love Alexa Bliss and her smirkiness and her sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
I think when it comes down to it, like, we know the egos of Charlotte, we know the egos of Rhea Ripley, we know the personalities and just how big and those two are. And I mean, quite so. They're two of the largest names in the women's division. But Alexa Bliss just knows how to put herself in that category as well. Very underrated, and I think very unappreciated sometimes when you see those two acts alongside her.
And you got to think of it this way too. She's got an ego too, but in this situation, she has set her ego aside to help her friends with what's going on with them.
Now, you can say set aside, but if she wasn't involved, she might not even be in this position at all. She very well could be doing nothing, or maybe being pushed aside in a quest for something else. So it's hard to really say where she'd be if she didn't go toe to toe with Charlotte.
Okay. Because right now we're looking at last week when Talla Tonga attacked Shinsuke Nakamura, which is what led to tonight's matchup.
And last week we saw Solo Sikoa get involved in the main event between Gunther and Royce Keys, but it wasn't really wanted by Royce, as we saw as he threw the chair at Solo Sikoa. That was enough to be a distraction for Gunther to pick up the 1-2-3 and to become Cody Rhodes' challenger at Clash in Italy.
And I have to wonder if Royce Keys is going to play a factor in the match against Shinsuke later on tonight.
Well, it looks like we're getting that match right away as Solo, Tama, and Talla are walking towards the ring.
And there's Royce Keys right now.
So Royce Keys is telling Solo he didn't need him last week, and now that he got involved, they now have issues. So, warning, stay out of my business.
This is where I'm thinking we might get a Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys match, maybe at Clash in Italy, or even that somewhere during that weekend.
I mean, we could very well see it tonight or even next week. I think that's something too. Like, as long as SmackDown's 3 hours, you still got that extra time to put in, so you might even get it on a SmackDown. Talla Tonga is making his way out alongside Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. So we are getting that match against Shinsuke Nakamura as our opening matchup.
Yeah, and as much as I love Shinsuke, I think I got to take Talla to take the win on this one.
I think I'm going to take probably a run-in of some sort with all the interference the MFTs do. I just can't see any of their matches go according to plan. But as we are getting a advertisement for Clash in Italy that is coming May 31st, let's give everyone a little quick advertisement of our own, and that is the beautiful scheduling of Turnbuckle Studios.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday night, we are on call as the Raw Patrol is on duty at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday, we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursdays, we roam the jungle with the Boar's Nest at 9 p.m. Friday, we invite you to come for a ride with the SmackDown SecuiryDetail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later in the day, the Locker Room presents Wrestling Recap Delivers at 7 p.m. Always be aware that weekend shows can vary in times, as the PLE Patrol and other watch party streams are always a must-see. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day and watch all of the latest episodes on turnbucklestudios.org/shows. And please do not forget to drop a like, follow, and to subscribe to all of our channels, and when the time is right, all you have to do is tap in.
That's right, everyone. All you have to do is go to turnbucklestudios.org/shows. That is the best way to go and check out all of our latest episodic shows over at Turnbuckle Studios. We got you covered every day of the week, and like that ad said, Saturdays could always be different. Sundays could always be different with PLEs, and tomorrow is just that. As I believe you said already, there will be no Saturday night gaming, but we do have the PLE Patrol with Saturday night's main event. And let's not forget, we do upload the latest episodic shows as soon as humanly possible. So if you've missed it or you want to catch it again, it's just easy as a click of a button. So turnbucklestudios.org/shows, your instinct way, and more important, your most direct way to go check out all of our great programming. Now, I'm keeping this with an open eye, but I did hear we could possibly see one Drew McIntyre tonight. So I'm going to keep a very open eye on this, but we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. So I'm very interested if we do.
Yeah, and the question I have is, who does he target?
Well, that's the big question. That is the big question. I mean, Royce Keys would be probably my lead on that answer, but we do know that he is doing something with Solo Sikoa, but could this just be Solo getting one step ahead of Royce Keys?
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned Royce Keys, because it just seems like every time Drew gets involved with somebody, it's somebody who's already had some sort of an involvement with either the Bloodline or the MFT.
Mm-hmm. But again, I also kind of wonder if maybe we see Cody Rhodes get maybe a little frustrated with the fact that the Cody chapter's close. Maybe he targets somebody like a Matt Cardona who's close to Cody.
Oh, wow. Alexa
Yeah,
just
Alexa.
laying her foot down on that one.
Well, like I said a few weeks ago, she acts like she's the mother with the two children here, and that is Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. And that was very mother-like of, look, I'm tired of your bickering and bantering. I'm tired of the back and forth. You shut up, you put your differences aside, and you figure it out. Good for you, Alexa. Good for you. And there's a reason why they always called her 5 Feet of Fury. And this is just nice. A good entrance of Shinsuke Nakamura. Something we just haven't seen in quite a while. I don't know why, but his gear just screams to me, and it made me kind of think it'd be great if he just gave me the world's best Kane tribute with his gear. For no reason at all.
I could see it.
I have to say, Shinsuke looks very refreshed. And, it's been a while since we've seen him in a ring. And I hope maybe we start seeing more of him.
I was pointing out how great in shape Rhea Ripley is, but Shinsuke's in good shape too. And yeah, I wouldn't mind more of Shinsuke. Like I've been trying to figure out like how can we boost Shinsuke a little bit more, and I maybe we put him in the US title picture.
I wouldn't even hate it if even if he joins Royce Keys in his battle against Solo and the MFTs.
I mean, they are looking to boost the tag team division. So even putting Nakamura in a tag team.
And then we're going to boost our division as we add OM Dynamic into the fold. How you doing?
I'm doing well, brother. Thank you for asking. How are you guys?
We're good. We're here watching Talla Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura as they're in our first matchup of the night. All you missed was an in-ring segment that featured Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, as well as Fatal Influence. We've seen a couple backstage segments with Royce Keys basically telling Solo to stay out of his business, and Alexa Bliss putting that motherly feel to Charlotte and saying she just wants her and Rhea to get their you-know-what together and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I did hear the bell ring for this match. I got in and got it on just as Shinsuke was finishing his entrance. So.
All right. Yeah, we were just discussing where we could see Shinsuke if he becomes a little bit more regular on our screens. As I think the consensus is we would enjoy a little bit more Shinsuke.
Yes, definitely. I really don't know. I know I heard Mr. Best alluding to the fact that if you wanted to put him in a tag team, you could do that. But we've seen that.
Well, Best suggested putting him in the U.S. Title picture. I suggested maybe he joins Royce Keys in the quest for against the MFTs, and then obviously we have
Mhm.
seen him in Tonga, as we don't really know what their relationship
Right.
really is. And I think Best was just reporting that he mentioned a tag team because of the recent rumors of the
Yes.
WWE trying to bolster
Yes.
the tag team division.
I'm going to be honest, where I would see Shinsuke actually being a little bit better, and I'd like to see him on my screen a little bit more. Move him to Raw and let him team with Finn Balor. Let those two work together, especially against the Judgment Day, or get them away completely from the Judgment Day.
Could we see maybe Shinsuke Nakamura potentially in a feud with maybe like a Drew McIntyre if he was to come back? Could we see him against a Randy Orton if he was to come back? Could we just see Shinsuke Nakamura take the next step into climbing the ranks for the undisputed title on SmackDown?
I could see Drew and Randy as one-offs. You could definitely see it because, I mean, let's not forget that he and Cody had a good little thing going there a couple of years ago. Now you're adding the title into that mix.
I mean, we do know that a good friend of his, formerly known Evil, now known as Naraku, is in NXT.
Yes.
I believe it's probably just a short amount of time before we see him up on a Raw or SmackDown. Could that be a partnership we see down the road?
That is something we could see that's very intriguing. And I know we went through that we stumbled through that Nakamura heel run with the darker music. But I'm wondering, could you rekindle what he had with Sami Zayn all those years ago?
And
see, I wasn't too big a fan on that partnering, but I immediately thought that when Evil signed with the WWE a few months back, that's where we were going, was Evil and Nakamura possibly forming a tag team. I thought that there was going to be a stable being built that would also include Tama Tonga as well.
Right.
Well, and then OM Dynamic, you said too, Finn Balor. We can also add Finn Balor to that mix because Finn Balor, back when he was in New Japan, was responsible for maybe a cultural change when he formed the Bullet Club, which was telling Logan Thompson off air. An Irish man who's introverted created a cultural change in Japan.
Right?
You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't.
But I mean,
yeah.
And yeah, like it's quite amazing what we could do. And I don't know, I'm very intrigued because I just like the fact that what Shinsuke Nakamura really represents is just, a refresh, because it seems like all the other acts are a little, I don't want to say saturated, but we've seen a lot of them lately, and Shinsuke Nakamura does feel new on our screens right now, as we have Bobby Stats coming in and saying hello to you, Best, to me, to you, OM Dynamic, and that he just liked the video on YouTube. Welcome, Bobby, and thank you so much.
Always a pleasure to have you here, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping in as always. Everybody, be like Bobby. Join us in the chat.
But
Nakamura going for a guillotine.
Yeah, and Tonga is going for a vertical suplex that Shinsuke got out and started getting the knees.
And then that kick to the upper part of the back, putting Talla Tonga down to one knee.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that this hasn't been a dominating match for Talla Tonga. I'm actually glad that Shinsuke is getting his stuff in.
No, I didn't think this was going to be a dominating match, but this match is happening a lot earlier in the show than what I was expecting.
Well, Bobby, we appreciate that you're enjoying this. And yeah, no, I am too. But I do have to wonder if there's obviously, we know Saturday night's main events tomorrow. There's a few matches from the SmackDown side there. I'm sure that that's going to be becoming more the focus of today's show.
Right. Well, and since we, as you said, we heard
I get a strong feeling that I get a strong feeling that the women's tag team match that was announced is taking place tonight in the main event.
Well, I was going to say, as you mentioned, if we heard from Charlotte, Alexa, and Rhea right off the bat, along with Fatal Influence, that we've got to hear a rebuttal from Jade, Michin, and BFAB tonight.
What a beautiful power slam there by
probably
Talla
come in
Tonga.
the main event.
I mean, we still have Gunther and Cody Rhodes. They still need to sign off on that contract, so that very well could be a main event segment. But Talla Tonga picking up the 1, 2, 3, and that was a lot of help from Solo and his distraction that played a huge part to that ending of that match. And now that we kind of see a post-match attempt of a beatdown, I really wonder if we get Roy's keys.
Oh. Tama Tonga stopping the spike.
And then hitting that back elbow.
Tama Tonga wanted to take the shot.
And now
almost
Solo
wonder if
saying,
Tama Tonga feels like he had to show his loyalty. Go ahead, OM Dynamic.
And then they're picking up Shinsuke for the spike. And yes, here comes Royce Keys.
It's Damian Priest.
Here comes Damian
It
Priest.
is. Yes.
Now we tend to forget that him and R-Truth have also been having problems with the MFT.
Yes, and Solo telling Talla Tonga to get down.
Now Damian Priest didn't come alone. He does have that steel chair. But this isn't a fight that Solo wants. The damage was done. They got their win. Their statement was made. But we asked what was next for Shinsuke Nakamura. And, well, we know that a tag team title match could be in the future of the MFTs.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you even the odds? Well, that's where Shinsuke Nakamura could come in.
Right?
Exactly.
And we are going to see again what went down this past Monday between Roman and Jacob Fatu, which set up the tribal combat match at Clash in Italy.
I kind of like that those graphics for the Clash in Italy there.
Right?
And once again, the first hour of Clash in Italy will be live on ESPN for all of the American viewers. And remember, a start time is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yes.
So there will be no scheduling conflict on that day, thankfully, which is very rare on a foreign PLE. So
Yes.
everything that weekend can go according to plan.
And there is going to be so much programming that day here at Turnbuckle Studios.
Yep. We got almost 5 to 6 hours of potential programming on that Sunday. So
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun. So dig in, everyone.
We got Nick Aldis talking with Charles Robinson right now. And the lights suddenly go out. Well, wonder what was up with that.
And Nick Aldis saying Gunther is not here yet. And the tie comes off on your undisputed champion. Cody Rhodes is not pleased with Gunther playing the mind games yet again.
I mean, he almost lost his championship match last week by playing these mind games.
And Sami Zayn's not in a good mood. Sami Zayn is being told there's no time for him, and he is imploding.
And Cody coming right back in after hearing everything Sammy had just said.
Tensions are quite high here with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes is putting out the challenge. Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn.
Okay, so I think that's our main event tonight.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to make an early prediction. I think Gunther is taking the title at Clash in Italy because Sami Zayn costs Cody Rhodes.
Okay. And we have a Women's U.S. Championship Open Challenge as Tiffany Stratton makes her way to the ring.
Yes.
Who do we see accepting this?
We were discussing of whether or not this was the time Blake Monroe finally makes her SmackDown debut, but we haven't seen Jordan Grace for quite some time. Could we see? I mean, really, it could be anyone, but I think I'm going to take Blake Monroe on this one.
I mean, even Julia could step in and be like, "Hey, I want my rematch. I want another shot."
Yep.
I mean, could Chelsea Green even be that person?
Right?
Oh, I'm dynamic. Yeah. Who do you pick?
I'm actually with you, Parrish. I do have this as Blake Monroe. I know we put this question out last week. And I know the answer was, if you're going to have Blake Monroe, we have to make that change. I think Blake Monroe is going to debut in this match, but I think she is going to come out maybe a little bit later and cause a distraction. As for the opponent, I think you're going to wind up with a whole lot of chaos with this match. Best alluded to Julia. You'd mentioned Chelsea Green, and she's had issues with Tiffany again of late. Jordan Grace, I think we're going to bust this down. I think we are going to get 6 or 7 women involved in this right here tonight.
Well, that is the big question at hand, but with there a lot going on, though, that just means one thing. It's really hard to keep up, right?
Yeah.
That's why we ask the good old question. Can we get some help over here? And, well, we got a video. And if you want to say yes, please do so.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos, games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now. And we want you to tap in.
And ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. If you have ever wanted your break in podcasting, content creation, or to help us behind the scenes, hit that join button. Email us your credentials. Tell us how you can help us, how you believe we can help you. We will sit down as a collective and find the right fit. All of that and so much more at turnbucklestudios.org. I'm going to throw out an interesting name for this one. Is this a place where we see a Lash legend step up?
I think she's going to be too focused on the women's tag title match tomorrow night to worry about the United States title. But we may even, if this is going to be a continuing thing, I wonder if maybe we see somebody from NXT step up.
Right?
This could be a very funny thing where maybe if we just get a little bit of a pan to the back and Candice LeRae is just like, well, if you're going to just sit there and do nothing, I guess I'm going to go bring home the food for our daughter, and then goes out and challenges.
Yeah.
Like, I think something could be there, but but yeah, I mean, this would be a time to maybe give an opportunity to someone who maybe they were in the title picture or like the tag title picture and now not. Like, I could see that, but I mean, everyone does have something going on. So I think the better question is who doesn't, and almost select that person.
Yeah, and that's where I go to a Jordan Grace in that situation. And we did talk about the idea of Blake Monroe showing up. And if it is Jordan Grace that shows up, what if Blake Monroe were to show up and help Tiffany Stratton win the match tonight, and they forge an alliance, and we see Tiffany actually flip the script and turn heel?
We could see that. I don't see it happening, but I like where you're going with that. But Tiffany has always stated that she doesn't really need a partner.
Well, and we've also seen Tiffany and Chelsea Green be a little tied to the hip, whether it's wanting to or not. But
yes.
Now we're seeing the MFTs in the back, and it looks like Tonga is showcasing his loyalty to Solo Sikoa. And it was approved by Solo himself. So I guess the question begs, is this legit?
Now, I know we were all a little bit perturbed when Tiffany was given that number one contenders match and then really thrown right into the U.S. Championship. Now we're getting the open challenge.
Yeah, and it's going to be either Nia Jax or Lash Legend, perhaps. But
It is Lash Legend.
Lash, well, Lash has also got a microphone too. So
I mean, Lash is ready for a match, whereas Nia Jax is not.
mm-hmm. I think it's safe to say with Tiffany's gear lately, she has totally shed the Barbie girl look.
She has, and she's gone to more of an old school Divas title with her gear.
Yeah, it definitely gives Michelle McCool vibes there.
I would say a mix of Michelle McCool with Ashley Massaro.
Yeah,
She's giving off like rocker girl vibes.
yeah, because she's got with the chaps, and then yeah, I can definitely see it. What a shoulder tackle there from Lash.
A nice dive there by Tiffany Stratton. The big question is, since we know that Lash and Nia are in that match with Brie Bella and Paige, this must be a way for the tag champs to come down and maybe play some mind games with Lash Legend.
You would
maybe
think.
cost her that title opportunity.
I have to think so.
Do they cause the distraction? Is that where you then get a Blake Monroe? As we do have Chelsea Green coming down. You're trying to motivate Tiffy.
I mean, I really wonder if this is just a play of Chelsea Green trying to get in the head of Tiffany Stratton, trying to create a friendship only for her to be the one that brings Blake Monroe in.
Right. Well, and I mean, let's keep in mind that Tiffany and Chelsea do have a long history on SmackDown, going back to even when Tiffany was with Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
As well as at Money in the Bank when Tiffany pushed Chelsea off the ladder through the tables to claim that Money in the Bank match.
Looks like Lash is very focused on her hair. She might want to think about incorporating it as she gets in these matches.
She might need to call Bianca Belair for some advice on that.
I don't think her hair is that long. But Tiffany Stratton does have to worry about not just Lash, but also Nia. As Nia does bring that experience in. She knows how to pull a fast one with the officials. There you go. Just that little attempt of a leg sweep that went undetected by the official.
Yeah.
And Lash using that size and strength advantage over Tiffy.
And once again, she plays with her hair. At some point,
trying to
that's
get
going
some
to come
advice
back
from.
to her.
At some point, she was trying. She was also trying to get some advice from Nia Jax by the looks of it. Now Nia's going over towards Chelsea there.
And Nia just comes back to her side of the ring. Tiffy able to counter there off of the top turnbuckle into that sunset flip. But still really having a hard time with the power of Lash Legend.
Yeah, and there's a definite size difference between these two that Tiffy's definitely got to try to play into, I suppose you can say.
One thing Tiffany Stratton does have to rely on is her experience and her ability to keep fighting.
Yes.
And I kind of put the two out there because Tiffany Stratton is a former world champion. She is a former NXT champion. She's a current United States champion, whereas Lash Legend has yet to win a singles championship. So when it comes down to this aspect, Tiffany Stratton needs to focus on what gets her into positions like this. And now that she is understanding kind of the pressure that comes with not just being champion, but staying champion, I think that is something that she has to really keep as she's in this match with someone who does have the power, the strength on her, and can match her with speed as well.
Yes, I mean, both of these women have the speed, the power, the agility. I do think that Tiffany is maybe a little bit more agile, and she needs to use that.
As we flat out see the power of Lash Legend.
Right? Was anybody else expecting
Yeah,
the faith breaker, though?
No. I was kind of hoping she was just going to give her a good old-fashioned pile driver. I was like, come on. Because we're getting a Lash Legend reversed and almost a 1-2-3, but
Oh,
Oh, great distraction from Chelsea there.
right. Certainly not what I was expecting.
It's Chelsea Green, though. You should expect that.
and it's Chelsea Green who gives the assist to Tiffany Stratton, who got the 1-2-3 and the retention of her United States Championship against Lash Legend. As now there's a little reluctance. But I think Tiffany Stratton, you owe Chelsea Green a thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, because she was seconds away from losing that championship.
Not in the best position, that was for sure, but very interesting that we did not see the tag team champions at all in that match.
Right.
As we did get the reference by Nia that they are getting ready for their tag title match as well.
And maybe with their third defense in 8 days coming up tomorrow, they can take the night off to travel.
Well, we'll see if whether or not they're even in the building in Lexington, Kentucky, but we know that Trick Williams is. We know Lil Yachty is. We see him right now. Why does Lil Yachty just look like KSI, or not KSI, but iShow Speed, but just grown up?
Right.
I mean, that's just me, but I guess if he wants to grow up, he needs bigger clothes. And you know where you can find clothes like that?
I was going to say, I'm going to guess it's going to be at the turnbucklestudios.org shop.
You know, you're absolutely right. So, here, check it out for yourself.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. And we want you to support your favorite shows and your favorite podcasters by heading over to our shop, powered by redbubble.com. Wear what we wear. All of the proceeds come back into our studios to bring you a better experience. And on top of that, send us a picture along with your name of whatever it is you bought. We will give you a shout out live on air during one of our many weekly programs. All of that and more at turnbucklestudios.org. Okay, and gentlemen, while we were in commercial, I will be right back.
And just remember, on that store, you can get one of those shirts that says you go to the locker room, and we all know that's code word for the little boys' room. Just saying. Those shirts are there. Now we did find out that we have Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. We do know that Trick Williams and Liliati are on the way to the ring. We know that Bobby Stats is saying nice defense for Tiffany Stratton. And he hopes we're having a great Friday. We definitely are. And we hope you are as well. My question is, this must signify what's next for the United States champion and that title. So I think we're finally going to get that answered. But the big question is, who is going to step up? And I think this is where it's going to get very crowded.
Yeah, this is going to be intriguing to see. Because it's obvious that Sami Zayn isn't involved in that picture for the time being, or at least for tonight. Maybe this is where that rumor of Drew McIntyre comes in, perhaps.
Maybe. Now I'm thinking we're gonna get somebody maybe a little bit more newer to SmackDown. I'm looking at Ricky Saints as my pick to be the one who interrupts Trick Williams. But I mean, we haven't seen Ilya Dragunov for quite some time. We know Carmelo Hayes came back last week, and we haven't really seen much of Matt Cardona either. So could we get, again, maybe a collection of just about everyone? And will Johnny Gargano ever wake up? Will Johnny Gargano please wake up? Please wake up. Will Johnny Wrestling please wake up? And Nick Aldis is being told there's a power issue and it's coming from inside that room.
I kind of figured it was Danhausen.
Yeah. He is. And Danhausen is saying he is just doing science experiments. And it seems everything he does turns into power malfunctions or a outlet issue. So now Nick Aldis goes to find out just who or what is lying on that table. Danhausen is preventing and saying, don't touch it. So we must then consult to the man who may just touch it. OM Dynamic, what do you think Nick Aldis was trying to look for?
I think he was looking to see what potentially Danhausen could be bringing to WWE. If there is a true method to the madness, or if Danhausen is just trying to curse SmackDown.
Just like he cursed the Cleveland Cavaliers the other night.
Well, or the men on our screen right now, and The Miz and Kit Wilson. And now The Miz is still saying they're not cursed, but is letting everyone know that things haven't been going right for him lately. Kathy Kelly asking the real questions. We are getting a match for next week. Fraxium versus The Miz.
Yes, and he said it is in his hometown, which would be Madrid, Spain.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an entertaining match.
And we want to let everybody know that the scheduling of SmackDown and Raw in these foreign cities will not change. We will still be going at our normal time. If any changes are abroad, it will be the PLE patrols. But we have our United States champion coming down. He is ready to fight. So the big question that we were talking about, I'm Dynamic, as you were away, who is going to step up?
Good question. And I mean, there's two names that really step to mind for me with Trick Williams, if this is a US Open challenge, because we know he got rid of it. Do we go back to Trick and Mello? Or do you go back to Trick and Ilya Dragunov?
I mean, I would assume we are going to find out via interruption. I can't see the U.S. opening challenge be repeating itself, but Trick and Lil Yachty have microphones. He feels the crowd wants some Trick and Yachty. And now Trick Williams is putting over the Miz's accomplishment.
Well, here comes Carmelo Hayes.
As Lil Yachty was saying, whoever interrupts the champ gets stepped on. Well, a ghost of the champion's past is now coming to the ring. Let's not forget that it was Carmelo Hayes just weeks ago saying he will be coming for whoever holds that title when he comes back to SmackDown. And, well, here he is. As Carmelo Hayes is putting over the accomplishments of Trick Williams, but we all know that he's not there to just be by his side. We know he wants what's around his waist. Carmelo Hayes is saying, I won these people over by my hard work and defending the title every week. So give me what I want. Give the people what they want. Let's have that U.S. title match in Lexington, Kentucky, a.k.a. tonight. Bobby coming in thinking Neely Dragunov could show up too. Bobby, still think that?
Man, Melo's really trying to get under Trick and Little Yachty's skin right now.
And there's the shot of shots. Colin Trick, a second fiddle. And that might be just the way he can get that U.S. title match. And I think we're going to get that match for that United States title. And Trick makes it official.
Yeah.
And it is up next, everyone. So strap in. We got a second United States Championship match on SmackDown.
Wow.
So as we get ready and we get, let's just say, excited for this match, how about everyone gets excited once again for our amazing amount of content here at Turnbuckle Studios.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday night, we are on call as the Raw Patrol is on duty at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday, we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursdays, we roam the jungle with the Boar's Nest at 9 p.m. Friday, we invite you to come for a ride with the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later in the day, the Locker Room presents Wrestling Recap Delivers at 7 p.m. Always be aware that weekend shows can vary in times, as the PLE Patrol and other watch party streams are always a must-see. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day and watch all of the latest episodes on turnbucklestudios.org/shows. And please do not forget to drop a like, follow, and to subscribe to all of our channels, and when the time is right, all you have to do is tap in.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, and that is something for you each and every night of the week here at turnbucklestudios.org, and we want you to meet the team behind the shows. Chris Best, Chris Parrish, myself, Bubba Duke, Logan Thompson, and the Godfather, Carl Carafel. Click on our individual links under the host section, get all of our socials, and watch our latest weekly live and episodic shows. All of that and more at turnbucklestudios.org.
So let's have ourselves some predictions. What do you guys think we're going to see out of this U.S. title match? And chat, if you want to give your opinions, please do so.
I've got something interesting that I thought about. I'm going to say Melo takes the win, but Trick Williams still keeps the United States title, because not once in that promo did he say we'll do it for the United States Championship.
Yeah. He did say
Carmelo on the other hand, did say I want the U.S. title, but Trick didn't really agree to that.
To a point, you're right. He did say you will get your match. The open challenge stopped the second I got this title, but you're getting your match. But the ass kicking is on the house, which not a definitive answer, but it seems to me like he is putting the title on the line. I have Trick Williams coming out, but I am going to go with a very bold statement and call this the match of the night.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they have every chance in the book. I mean, we do have Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes later tonight, so it's wide open in my eyes. But we are going to get a great match, and I do believe they did say this is going to be a U.S. title match. I mean, Carmelo Hayes basically pandered the living crap out of a title match. I can't see Trick Williams now saying no to a title match and yes to a regular match. I don't think the people would have appreciated that, but
it is kind of interesting to note that the lower third graphic didn't even say U.S. title match, though.
Well, I mean, the people just had a couple minutes to do the graphic. They might not have had power because Danhausen was
touche
fiddling around with all the connections backstage.
Now, we know the history between Trick and Melo, but we also know that they have not been affiliated in quite some time.
Yes.
Does that play into this match, since they have both probably come up with some new stuff that the other one isn't prepared for?
I mean, that's very, very valid. Maybe. I mean, we know that Carmelo Hayes did grow as a performer during his time as United States champion.
Yes.
We know that Trick Williams has really shined bright since joining SmackDown. And we also forget that during the time Carmelo was on the main roster, Trick Williams was carving out his own path as TNA World Champion. So I would say yes, that we're going to see some changes in the repertoire here tonight.
Can only go to the well so often there, Trick.
But then those back-to-back leg lariats. And the bookend.
And I got to imagine that there is still animosity between these two based off their breakup down in NXT as well.
I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think so because we did see them reform at one point last year in NXT to take on the team of DIY.
Yeah, but I believe that was just a one night thing where they were just doing kind of like a NXT reunion thing, and they had to put their differences aside. So the animosity might have even still been there during that moment as well.
It could have been, but I mean, the way that both of these men put each other over as well during that promo, I don't really see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at some point we will see these two join forces once again, and I really think it will come kind of at the end of whenever Trick Williams is no longer United States champion.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now Trick Williams is just flying very high, kind of on his own.
Yeah.
And the pairing of Liliati is, I think, is working very well. I do think you need the right act with them, but I don't know if you're gonna force these two to get back together right now when
No. See, I'm already
they are working.
I'm done with Little Yachty. Like, he's just, to me, he's boring and he's just another celebrity. But I mean, he's really like reminding me of a sitcom dad.
I mean, the one thing we do have to also wonder too, and Bess, you did allude to this earlier, is that if those rumors are true and WWE is looking to redo the tag team to kind of division here, putting Trick and Carmelo back together would be a simple solution to that. The only question is, what are you going to do with that United States title? And that's why I do think the inclusion of Ricky Saints to that division could be imminent. And we know that Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes did have some words and some fisticuffs last week. And that's why I wonder if we see Ricky Saints in this matchup.
Right.
And there's the familiarity with these two right there, as we all know that Carmelo Hayes likes to hit the ropes with a springboard into a leg drop or even a clothesline, and Trick Williams saw that a mile away as he just pushed Carmelo Hayes over the top rope. Both men now back in the ring, and we can get a good chin lock there by Trick Williams. Now, you might say you don't get a graphic that says it's for the title, but you don't get a graphic of any words at all. But you do see that United States title front and center. So it's just interesting that there was no words at all in that graphic.
Yeah.
But I also haven't noticed the pedestal.
Yep. That's also something I can do without as well. I can do without the pedestal being there for title matches.
I kind of want to see that pedestal used as a weapon in a in an ODQ title match. Like take like a big guy like Obafemi if he's in a championship match and have him like pick up that pedestal and throw it at somebody.
The pedestal is just Logan Paul's old big prime bottle. They just threw a blanket over it.
Well, just got to signify Prime is good for something.
Yep.
But we here at Turnbuckle Studios, we prefer Dr. Pepper.
Yes, we do. There's that springboard. And there is Ricky Saints at ringside.
Yep. He kind of just popped up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see where he came from.
He does kind of have that vibe to him, though.
Right?
Now, Ricky, did you not learn a little bit about the colors that you wore just from last week? Tisk. Probably coming in saying, I like Dr. Pepper, too.
Attaboy, Bobby.
Like how Trick blocked the attempted axe kick from Trick only for from Mello, only for Mello to kick him in the face.
So we saw a nice little pump kick. They were coming from a spin from Trick Williams. Almost got the 3 count, but we all know Carmelo Hayes has that never say die attitude, and you're going to need a lot more to put away the former United States champion.
I'm hitting the first 48 on Trick.
Yeah, but Trick kicking out of it.
Yeah.
And look at the look on Ricky Saint's face. That is a look of disdain right there.
Well, it was Carmelo Hayes who picked up the victory over him last week by putting his feet on the ropes right after Ricky Saints had done the exact same thing.
No, Carmelo Hayes going out to the top, but he's doing it right in front of Ricky Saints. Who now
Well, he
is
was
just,
about to cheat, but I think it looked like he was about to cheat, but Charles Robinson caught him.
well, he was just in the right place at the right time, but we see Trick Williams putting Ricky Saints on his gluteus maximus there.
Yes, as Ricky Saints was trying to get in Melo's face.
As Ricky Saints' actions were enough of a distraction to cause Trick Williams to retain the United States title. So, really interesting developments here as Ricky Saints just needed to get and stick his nose in a place where, let's be honest, did it really belong?
No, but with Trick Williams doing what he did and shoving Ricky Saints, is that old friendship, that old history between him and Melo, and that respect that he didn't want to win the match the wrong way.
Well,
Or is that Trick just getting himself another contender for his championship?
Well, Trick did say in that opening segment before the match that Carmelo Hayes got that match based off the respect that Trick not only has for Carmelo, but what they've been through, and their history. So I think it definitely was, look, I want to win this match my way, not your way. The water bottles are taking an ass kicking to Sami Zayn right now, but he stops when there's one right beside Johnny Gargano. It's almost like Johnny Gargano unwillingly is the counselor to Sami Zayn.
Right. I mean, we talked about the bolstering of the tag team division. Maybe this is what wakes Gargano up. Him and Sammy forming a tag team. I mean, we all thought it was going somewhere with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, but that's not the case, obviously.
Yeah, it looks like the gears have been shifted, and we could see Sami Zayn. And now Johnny Gargano looks at a water bottle and say, well, is it half full or half empty? Well, it was standing up, so he knocked it over because that's what the problem was.
Yeah, we're seeing slight movements each week. I mean, last week it was him just slightly moving his eyes to acknowledge Sammy was there. Now it's the knocking over of that bottle. It's almost as if Sammy is starting to connect with Johnny.
Yeah.
Or at least what Sammy's been saying is starting to connect with Johnny.
Yes. I want to let everybody know that if you want to connect with Turnbuckle Studios, you can join us on Discord, as the link below is the most updated link to join Turnbuckle Studios on Discord. So if you want to be a part of our fun over there, or even assist us with Discord, because guess what? We may have it, but none of us are smart. So we do need some assistance. And that could you could fit the bill. So head up turnbucklestudios.org/join and see if you want to help us run a Discord service. So, yeah. Not persuaded yet? Well,
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos, games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. And if you have ever wanted your break in podcasting, content creation, or to help us behind the scenes, hit the join button. Email us your credentials. Tell us how you can help us, how you believe we can help you. We will sit down as a collective and find the right fit. All of this and more at turnbucklestudios.org, your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
So we're seeing Ricky Sainz now a part of that U.S. title division. We know Carmelo Hayes is in there. We know that's most likely going to be the direction the two go for at least the right now. It still leaves a big hole of who goes after the title.
Well, I'm going to say this because we've got Saturday night's main event tomorrow night. We've got Clash in Italy. And then you go to the King of the Ring at the end of June.
And Queen of the Ring.
Yes. But do we get either of these men into that tournament and potentially to the final? So that, because we all know that the winner gets that title match at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the place to step up? Or do we go to and build to a multi-man match? Because I do see Ilya Dragunov getting involved in this. Matt Cardona as well.
Yeah.
So do we go to that 6-person ladder match for the U.S. Championship at SummerSlam?
Well, let's not forget that before the King and Queen of the Ring, we do have another Saturday night's main event on the way.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, the one in New York City that's coming up.
Ah.
Well, we do know that WWE just recently brought in a new trademark, and it involves the word scramble, and we all know the scramble match has been a thing of the past in WWE. Could maybe a championship scramble match for the U.S. title be something we talk about?
I would love to see that, because it would be just another way to bring these multi-man matches without having to put a ladder in the middle of the ring.
I was going to say, I really hope not, because that concept was horrible.
Well, we always don't need ladder matches, though, either.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We need other alternatives, but Carmelo Hayes didn't need a ladder. He needed his right hand because he knocked Ricky Sainz, you know what, out. So, needless to say, he was not happy about his involvement in that United States title match. Now we're getting a little recap of Monday night, as it's becoming more of a trend now that we see those weekly recaps of what happened on the other shows. And, well, we were all shocked when we saw Brock Lesnar return to our screens.
To be fair, I don't think anyone was more shocked than the IWC when this happened. Not gonna lie there. If you've seen what everybody was saying there about, I thought Brock Lesnar was retired, when we all knew he wasn't. Or at least the majority of them thought he was.
I always say, until I hear it from the performer's mouth, nothing is official. And Brock Lesnar never once said he was finished. But actions, though, they speak loudly. And, well, 29 days after we saw an emotional Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, we saw a pissed off Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And we now have another match at Clash in Italy, pinning Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Needless to say, Clash in Italy is pretty darn stacked.
Right? I mean, you've got essentially a triple main event with Tribal Combat, Cody and Gunther, and now Brock and Oba.
Yeah.
I don't even think you need to add a fourth or fifth match.
I mean, come on. For the sake of it, why not? And, well, there goes the idea of the women main eventing SmackDown, as Charlotte Flair is now coming out to the ring alongside her best friend in Alexa Bliss.
Yes, it is going to be Charlotte and Rhea taking on a Fatal Influence.
And do we see Jade, B-Fab, and Michin get involved?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. Does a Dr. Pepper taste amazing when it touches your taste buds? Well, yeah, sure does. As Charlotte needs help getting her robe unzipped. I mean, would this be the proper time to have Jade, Michin, and B-Fab cost Rhea and Charlotte the win here?
Oh,
We now
absolutely.
know it's Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed taking on Rhea and Charlotte. I mean, if we could see one of Fallon Henley or Lainey Reed pin, one of Charlotte or Rhea, I mean, what a boost to them.
Right?
Because needless to say, we can see Michin and B-Fab eliminate Alexa in this. Or you can even have JC Jane do that.
Yeah.
But it just, something just tells me we're going to see Jade Cargill definitely get involved in some way. I mean, I just wonder if we get that weird little stare down or stare off between the trio of Jade, Michin, and B-Fab, along with Fatal Influence, as they maybe do the back up, walk away, and give the scraps to the other team.
Which we saw last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. But yeah, we did see that. As Fatal Influence let Jade pick up her business, because we do know that as well, Jade and Rhea will meet at Clash in Italy for the Women's Championship.
Yes. So there's your fourth match.
Yep.
I was hoping you remembered that. I wasn't going to correct you. But
I do have to wonder with Clash in Italy next week is if our fifth match could be Charlotte and Alexa taking on any two members of Fatal Influence as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Again,
or do we see them split off and fight B-Fab and Michin in a tag match? And if that's the case, that's probably going to be on the Friday before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is why again, like I kind of just say, with a 3-hour show, until we do get that switch to 2 hours, I think we're going to get these shows on SmackDown as we kind of go into that up until that change, because then maybe we see those matches go to the PLEs, the Saturday night main events, but got to fill out those 3 hours. And I know that I kind of like the fact that we're getting a little bit more loaded on the match side of things on SmackDown. It's one of the things I'm going to miss when SmackDown does go back to 2 hours.
Yeah, and I'm actually hearing that the 2 hours is only going to be temporary again, and they're going to go back. I think in like November, I read they're going back to the 3-hour format.
Yeah, no, I think that 2 hours is only for 3 months or 20 weeks or something like that. As, but I mean, it's something that will get changed. And something we're going to have to get adapted to, and we're most likely going to get adapted to that 2-hour mark. And almost then, when that first 3-hour episode comes back, we're like, oh yeah, whew, there's another one. But as we're kind of on the we'll be right back screen. I'm just going to let everybody know, just to get this ad out before the hour ends, just so we can watch the whole match. But it looks like we're back. So never mind. We're back. I was going to try. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it because we got an entrance still. This is only a 25-second ad. So go, everybody, check out our amazing catalog of product.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
That's right, everybody. If you want to get dressed up to the nines, or at least in our eyes, looking good, please check out turnbucklestudios.org/shop. It is the best way to go and help out your favorite show or your favorite platform, that is the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Not only can you get shirts and clothing, you can get accessories, among other product. You can even get some of our amazing inside jokes like Tinkle Towers or Bubba Deuce. So go there, have fun, and let us know what you get. And hey, we'll even give you a shout out for helping support us. And who knows, if you pick up one of those amazing Turnbuckle Studios shirts, or even a SmackDown Security Detail one, you might just be a part of a new shop ad. So turnbucklestudios.org/shop. It's the place to go to look the part. Well, that took up a good Rhea Ripley entrance there, and now we're awaiting their challengers in Fatal Influence. Did
Fatal Influence say like which two members they're going to be taking on, or?
Yes, I said it earlier with the graphic that came up. It is Laney Reed and Fallon Henley.
Okay, sorry, I didn't catch that.
Which kind of makes sense, because that's kind of how we assumed with JC Jane being the solo act. But, I mean, who doesn't like a good trio, right? And that's why we bring back OM Dynamic. Not quite yet. I think he took a little stroll out of Trick Williams' book. Maybe he's doing that pedicure or seeing that masseuse, but when he's ready, we'll get him.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a little quick Matty Petty, wasn't it?
It was.
Now, as you were gone, we did play the shop. I had a feeling This is going to be a match that you just want to put your total attention to. But yeah, Laney Reed and Fallon Henley, as they're the ones going up against Charlotte and Rhea. Now, here's a little sneaky thing. Could we even see a JC Jane be the one who wins a Queen of the Ring or a Money in the Bank later this year? There definitely seems to be some interest on making sure this is a prominent act on SmackDown.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100% I could see that. But I also kind of like, as we were talking King and Queen of the Ring earlier as well, I've been thinking about like possible candidates for that. And I wouldn't mind it because I think it would also fit her character if Blake Monroe wins Queen of the Ring.
Okay.
I understand where you're coming from there. I just don't see Blake Monroe winning it. I'm actually wondering if that's where you maybe start to really look to branch off of Roxanne Perez and have her win it. But I do fully agree with the idea of a JC Jane winning, or at least making the final.
All I know is like there's opportunities to have some amazing matches in these tournaments coming up. And let's not forget that it's not the only maybe tournament form we get, because we still later in this year have a John Cena Classic that we still need to know a little bit more of.
Right?
I think that's what I love about women's wrestling these days, is because we can have these discussions now. Whereas, like, let's say they brought the Queen of the Ring in during the Divas era. Would we really have cared as much back then for who would win?
No, because
not.
Your first round would have been done under that old regime. It would have been done under bra and panties matches. The next one would have been an evening gown match and then a lingerie pillow fight to determine the winner.
Hey, you forgot the good old pig pen match too, but you know, I guess we have evolved. I guess now just amazing good matches just happen to be what we get. I mean,
and I said,
what
like,
a rough
20 years
world
ago,
we live in, right, Internet?
I said like 20 years ago, and like 20 years ago, that was Trish Stratus, Lita, Ivory, Molly Holly. Those women would have been in the deep discussion for winning those tournaments for sure.
Yeah. Well, in the words of Bobby Badito, I like we're seeing talent showcased.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We might be getting a little bit of a TV commercial on the Netflix side. We're not getting as much, but we are getting Fatal Influence, having some fun at the expense of Charlotte Flair. I would say this is probably the best time to have Charlotte Flair kind of begin that like dominant side of things, and you can actually get behind it because it's almost like you need Charlotte to be the Charlotte of old.
Right?
Again, and I think that's probably the one area for Charlotte that was missing, and that's just the crowd getting behind that aspect of her game.
That looked really stiff, that back elbow.
Oh, that looked phenomenal. As I know, like we all kind of had our mysteries about what Laney Reed was going to bring to Fatal Influence. We knew she was replacing Miss Nix, but I think now we're starting to get a good understanding, because I know it was a thing of whether or not JC Jane was going to get called up, if it was going to be everyone in Fatal Influence. Could it just be Fallon and JC Jane?
Right.
And I think
Well-
this is why Lainey Reed is on here, because she does bring something to the table. And what a way for her to step right in when she's facing off against one of the most accomplished women's wrestler, and then one of the hottest in terms of just ongoing stuff in Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, and we never got to see a ton of Lainey Reed in action in NXT.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I know a lot of people online and all that were all worried about how Lainey Reed was going to transition onto the main roster. She's one of those women that I've learned to keep an open mind on, because maybe she may not have been ready for that call up, but at the same time, we look at women like Liv Morgan, who got the call up when we felt she wasn't ready, and look where she is now. This could be the same situation for Lainey Reed. Like, let's say 2-3 years down the road, if Lainey Reed is still within the company, she could very well become a WWE Women's Champion.
Oh, absolutely, she could.
And I also wonder if she has taken some advice from The Miz, as she's also a fellow southpaw. We see not only the left hands, but also the left kicks be her dominant and prominent strike. So, I mean, she does bring something different to the table, as we do see a lot of people strike with their right. Lainey Reed strikes with her left.
And there's Charlotte starting to fire back with those chops.
We see Lainey Reed knock the Queen back down. Charlotte blocked the first attempt of a super kick, but Lainey Reed aggressive with that second. Joe Tessitore saying his displeasure about the constant interference and antics of Fatal Influence. Say what you want.
Yeah.
They're effective.
Yes, they are.
I was going to say, one has to wonder if Alexa Bliss is going to say enough is enough, and she goes over and does something about it.
Well, you also wonder what Rhea Ripley wants to do something about, because we have yet to see her in this match.
Yeah, she is just itching for that tag right now.
And let's not forget that Fatal Influence, in their first appearance on SmackDown with 2 in their first night, laid out the tag team champions. So you got to wonder if Paige and Brie are watching again somewhere.
Well, I said the same thing when we saw their opponents for tomorrow in Lash Legend and Nia Jax. We didn't see them there, so I don't see why, as you said, the tag champions would put more attention on their titles when they have more than enough on their plate. But, you know, crazier things can happen in the WWE. And we finally get an opportunity that Charlotte needs.
Yeah, we need to get Charlotte out of there, but Lainey Reed right there. That is some smart wrestling from Lainey there. Take out Charlotte and then block the tag.
Yeah.
But she also took her eye off Charlotte Flair, and that is not something you want to do. Don't allow your opponent to get up. And if her last name just happens to be Flair, definitely don't let your opponent back up to their feet.
Right? And here comes mommy.
No, don't say that ever again.
Yeah, that's really, really cringe.
It's not as cringe as you calling Montez Tez.
Yes, it is. Yes. But Rhea Ripley is being dominant as the one other people call mommy. But really what you should be calling her is champ, as she is showing Laney Reed just what gives her a championship edge.
Right. And there's Fallon Henley in to break up that pinfall and eat the boot from Charlotte Flair. Charlotte laying out the remainder of Fatal Influence on the outside.
Does Charlotte tag herself in?
No, she eats a boot.
She got tagged herself.
Oh, there's the tag there as Rhea goes for the Riptide.
And then natural selection.
And Rhea's not sure why, but you won.
You got the win, Rhea.
Let it
You
go.
should be happy.
I mean, what do you expect when you bring Charlotte and Rhea Ripley into the picture? We all know they're going to play games with each other as well.
And there are Jade, B-Fab, and Michin.
Yeah. So they're all decked out in their camo gear, which, given a good old throwback to one of our favorite wrestlers in G.I. Bro.
Yes, and then they feed them right back outside to Fatal Influence.
We are left with Jade and Rhea in a ring, and so we just see the dominance that Jade Cargill can provide as well, but
And hitting Jaded on Rhea Ripley in the middle of the ring.
because they're just not setting up for a 6-women tag match tomorrow. We're also gearing up for a world title match at Clash in Italy between these two. So in 9 days, we will see these two battle
Right.
it out. And you have to wonder, too, at some point, Jade always gets one up on Rhea. Can she do it when the bell rings? That is going to be the big question. As Cody Rhodes is getting ready for a match against Sammy, still has Gunther down the road. Question is, why does he want to take on this match? Now, has Gunther made it to the arena yet?
Not that I know of.
As we gear for the final hour of SmackDown, this is the go-home show to tomorrow's Saturday night's main event. You can catch that here at the PLE Patrol. Now, this is becoming another edition of SmackDown where we physically don't see Jacob Fatu on the show, but we see him through recaps from Raw. Could we say now Jacob Fatu is no longer a SmackDown superstar?
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
safe to say that.
Yeah.
But I like that they do these recaps, and I kind of want them to continue this throughout the year because it'll allow people, like, let's say you missed Raw, but you are catching SmackDown. You now have these clips to watch, and if you don't have Netflix and you obviously have to miss Raw, these recaps will help out for sure in letting you know what's going on over on Raw. And the same thing goes for if you don't have access to watching SmackDown, but you have access to watching Raw. These clips would be these little clips I kind of enjoy.
Well, yeah, and you can also go to WWE's YouTube channel to find out the recaps, the full show recaps.
Yeah.
We're just getting moment recaps here with Brock Lesnar returning and the developments of Roman, the Usos, and Jacob Fatu, and just how we came to this tribal combat match.
See, what I would rather see is them do this as a 5-minute segment instead of splitting it up in 3 separate. Like we used to have it, and it was called the Raw Recap or the Raw Rebound or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Raw Rebound.
And I would rather see that a quick 5-minute segment. You can cover everything, or at least all the major talking points, and then you're carrying on with your show. I'm finding it maybe a little too disruptive.
And I'll even touch on that point too. What we could even get is just a quick, bringing back like a smack talk or
Right?
raw talk kind of a thing, and you could just give that 5-minute interval. Like, remember when we had our good old friend or pal Scott Sanford talk about the dates of Canada?
Yeah.
Well, instead, this could be the time allotted to them just letting us know what happened on the other show.
Yes. And coming up next, we are getting Damian Priest and Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about earlier when Tama Tonga said, look, you're going to go do this match, but you're going to do it on your own. To Solo.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have something like that on Netflix. They have the Raw recap where they briefly touch on what happened on Raw.
Yeah, but again, to your point, if the people don't have Netflix,
True.
they're not watching that either.
And I believe it's also on their YouTube channel.
Yeah. No, on their YouTube channel, they do have a full recap show of both Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, they have.
I believe they have one.
They
for
have a
NXT
full
and
30-minute recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and what that is just really a collection of the clips that they release throughout the episode that you're watching as well, just combined into like a supercut.
yeah. No, it's no different from what other people don't do. It's just their version of it. So that is going to be the big thing. We do want to let everybody know that there is going to be an announcement at the end of the show that does impact Turnbuckle Studios. So just prepare for the end of the show. And do you one of you remember what time the PLE is at tomorrow, just to let our audience know?
8
p.m. Eastern.
And there you go, everyone. PLE Patrol tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern time. We get to watch Saturday night's main event, and we want you to come and join in on the fun. So we know we're going to have Damian Priest and Solo Sikoa. We know we have Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. Do we think we're going to get another match, or do we think we're just going to get another segment in between? Because we have just over 45 minutes left of the show.
No, again, I think you're going to go from this match. I think you're going to get the Cody Sammy, which is interrupted by Gunther, who is then going to just sign the contract, and that's how we go off.
Yeah, sorry. I was leaning towards. I thought you were talking for Clash in Italy because I had that on my mind. But yeah, no, I don't think we're getting anything more tonight. Maybe one more Danhausen thing, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think we could see a few backstage segments, like maybe one involving Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green.
Right.
We get a segment with Julia and Kiana James. We have not seen them on our screen yet.
Right.
We know on Raw we've been seeing a lot of vignettes. I'm sure there's going to be one for Blake Monroe as well.
I would say maybe something with Matt Cardona, but Cardona did have a match on Main Event this week.
Could we even see a segment with Sami Zayn and Cardona, as they're both friends with Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
As we are getting a recap of what just happened moments ago here on SmackDown between Jade and Rhea Ripley.
We see them walking in the backstage area now. Kathy Kelly putting in the work tonight. Meechin is letting everyone know that people are running around trying to form these alliances, but the best alliance just left. Everyone lane.
I can't tell who it is.
It's Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green in the back.
Who is it? They seem to be shaking hands and walking off together.
Maybe we'll get a little bit more development of that. Since Jade is saying that the three of them are the only thing that matter here, so don't know why anybody's talking about anybody else. And out comes Damian Priest as he gears up for his match against Solo Sikoa.
Now,
and earlier
we did see that Tama Tonga and Talla Tonga were getting ready to accompany Solo, even though Tama told him he was doing this match on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see R-Truth and potentially Royce Keys get involved?
Well, R-Truth is not medically cleared yet.
Okay.
And that's not a storyline. That's an actual thing.
Yeah.
But we might see Shinsuke Nakamura, as Damian Priest did help him out earlier in the night.
Right.
And I think that's why we saw Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura. And haven't seen R-Truth at all tonight.
We also haven't seen Royce Keys at all either. So, other
We
than
saw him-
that brief little backstage segment. So in this sense, because it's Solo Sikoa, I think Royce Keys is going to make his presence felt. And maybe that's where we get our 5th match, and it becomes Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa at Clash in Italy.
See, like I think I'd much rather see Dom and Finn be added to Clash in Italy than
I still say that that's going to that might be at the AAA pay-per-view, though.
well, it doesn't have to be for the title.
No.
As we do see Talla Tonga and Tama Tonga on the entrance stage. It's going to be interesting if they do walk down with Solo. And they do.
Yeah, and remember the last time when Solo said to Tama I can't remember the match he was in, but Solo told Tama, "You're doing this on your own." Solo and Talla still accompanied him to the ring. They just stood back and watched.
That was, I believe, Tama Tonga versus Royce Keys.
But could there just be a white lie from the MFTs?
Right?
Yeah. I mean, after, well, Damian Priest wasn't waiting for anybody.
Well, when you're outnumbered like Damian Priest is, when you have history of the numbers game, whether it was his time fighting with the Judgment Day or fighting against the Judgment Day,
Yep.
he knows being the aggressor is always the best case scenario.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll finally get that shot in there just to get a little bit of control. As we know, Damian Priest is sporting his fandom for the Giants with his gear.
Who likes the Giants and why? Well, I mean,
Damian Priest does.
And
Why would you question Damian Priest?
well, because in this case, it's just not a smart decision.
well, I mean, they've won. Well, I mean, if you want to go with the win-loss records in February, they got all of our teams beat.
Right?
Yes, they
So-
do.
So we're going to a small little commercial break on their end. I don't see us getting anything changed, although I'm not seeing it. I think Danhausen was messing up again backstage because that was a very paused screen.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and there is Tama Tonga getting involved as he strikes Damian Priest.
And just
Thanks
to
so much
let
for-
you know, OM Dynamic, next week's SmackDown is in Barcelona, Spain, not Madrid.
Well, then it's not in Axiom's hometown.
I mean,
His home
is he
country.
actually from Madrid, or was he from Barcelona and they misguided us before?
No, they've said he was from Madrid before on intros, and The Miz said, I'll take you out next week in your hometown.
No, they're in Madrid on June 4th.
And Tonga once again getting involved behind the ref's back.
Yep. So, white lie?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, to be fair, I guess they say like Montreal is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' hometown, and I don't think either one of them actually were from Montreal.
Right.
They were from areas outside of Montreal. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kevin Owens is from Maryville, Quebec, so
Yes.
it's the same thing as when they say Edge and Christian are from Toronto. They're not. They're from Orange.
Orangeville.
They're from Orangeville. Orangeville, yeah.
Solo Sikoa is saying, well, check out this view as he rams his behind into Damian Priest. That hip thrust in that corner there. As they have returned from their TV commercial there. Whew. Damian Priest just tattooed Solo Sikoa there.
Yeah, he's a Samoan. He can take it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you want to.
Right.
Right.
And Priest with that ear clap on the top rope leading to this superplex here from the middle rope.
I got to tell you, I've taken one of those ear claps before. They left my ears ringing.
Mm-hmm.
As both men are down following that superplex. Damian Priest is starting to feel it.
He's hulking up.
Solo Sikoa is taking the punishment of Priest in this match. You have to wonder. There we go.
Oh, Priest getting out of the way.
Solo trying to get one up on Damian Priest there as it works the other way. You have to definitely look on a Tama and Talla there as Solo Sikoa is really taking the beating from Damian Priest here.
Now, I mean, he did execute that suplex, but he had a little bit of a hard time picking him up for it. It makes me wonder how he's going to do, if he's going to be able to execute the South of Heaven on him.
A little bit of interference allows Solo to hit that Uranagi on Damian Priest.
Yes, known as the spinning solo.
There wasn't much of a spin there, though.
No, there was like
Basically
no
a rock
that.
bottom there. I mean, I wouldn't be against Solo just bringing back the Rock Bottom. I mean, if somebody could reuse the stunner, why not?
Right? I think we're about to get the answer. Oh, maybe not, because there's Talla. But Talla's still lurking at ringside.
Ooh, and Talla not falling down from these strikes from Damian Priest.
And those are some big kicks he's hitting too.
And the spike
right into
from
the
Solo.
spike.
Oh, that was such a clever finish.
Right?
Yeah.
Solo getting the 1, 2, 3 following the Samoan spike. Now Thomas just on Damian Priest there.
He was just laying into him there. And here comes Royce Keys.
Down goes Tama.
Oh, wait a minute here. What if
And Solo just walks away.
Huh.
Royce Keys is no.
Oh, Priest realized who it was.
Yeah, he probably thought it was Solo.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that these two just last week and the week before had words with each other of how trust was not something they shared with each other.
Yeah.
So maybe as Damian Priest went for that choke hold, maybe an attempt of South of Heavens, and well, a realization that Royce Keys was helping him out, and
Right?
a little bit more development
Yeah, and I
between
don't-
the two there.
And I don't know why, but I was looking at the positioning for everybody, and I thought in that moment we were going to see Royce Keys turn on Damian Priest, because that's
know
what
what?
it looked like in that brief second.
And I can see exactly where you're coming from with that, because I was thinking the same thing. But as well, you've just started building Royce Keys as this power baby face. You got to keep that momentum for right now.
Yeah,
Now-
I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, because it just would have felt like Royce Keys would be taking a backseat to Solo if that were the
Yeah.
case.
Now in this final hour, how about we power through all of our ads so we can not only join or enjoy the last half hour of their show, we can really just then focus on that big announcement later at the end here. So we're going to start out with our small ads and finish off strong with our calendar one. So everyone, turnbucklestudios.org. It's the home of Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos, games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday night we are on call as the Raw Patrol is on duty at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursdays we roam the jungle with the Boar's Nest at 9 p.m. Friday we invite you to come for a ride with the SmackDown SecuiryDetail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later in the day, the Locker Room presents Wrestling Recap Delivers at 7 p.m. Always be aware that weekend shows can vary in times, as the PLE Patrol and other watch party streams are always a must-see. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day and watch all of the latest episodes on turnbucklestudios.org/shows. And please do not forget to drop a like, follow, and to subscribe to all of our channels, and when the time is right, all you have to do is tap in.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. And that is everything. If you've wanted your break-in podcasting, content creation, or to help us behind the scenes, hit the join button. Support your favorite shows and your favorite podcasters by wearing what we wear and heading over to our shop. And lastly, go check out all of our weekly episodic shows and meet the team under the hosts and shows sections. All of that and so much more at turnbucklestudios.org.
Well, we did get a quick second of Danhausen again on our screen.
And we're getting a little back, kind of film vignette from our tag team champions from Paige and Brie Bella, who seem to be going under the name Scream Mode.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that name just yet.
You know what? I've heard a lot worse.
Yeah.
I will say,
I mean,
once Nick Bella comes back, will they change that? Will they have a group name? Will they even be a group? We know 3-people groups are the thing now.
I mean, it still doesn't compare to like what I think is the worst tag team name, and that's Rybaxel.
Well, but as they're giving you the rundown of what's on Saturday night's main event, we do have Austin Theory and Logan Paul of the Vision defending their World Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits. We also know that we are going to have an Intercontinental title match that is going to be absolutely amazing. I do hope this is the main event, and that is Penta defending against All Ego, Ethan Page. I think it's great that Ethan Page's first PLE is Saturday night's main event. We also have Sol Ruka taking on Becky Lynch, and despite everything we've been seeing, this is not for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
No, this is something that they've been back and forth on all week.
Yes.
I still stand by the fact that it was just a graphical error that somebody in the graphics department made.
Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss take on Michin, Jade Cargill, and B-Fab in 6-woman tag team action. And lastly, we have the Irresistible Forces and Lash Legend and Nia Jax taking on Paige and Brie Bella. So, yeah, 3 title matches. And that's going to be nice to see on Saturday night's main event.
What I'm happy to see is the representation of women on the show tomorrow night.
Yeah. As we have Chelsea Green walking up to one Blake Monroe.
And now we got Nia Jax and Lash Legend attacking Chelsea.
As Chelsea Green went to introduce herself to Blake Monroe, Blake Monroe kind of just pushed her away. And that opened the door for the Irresistible Forces to take a cheap shot on Chelsea Green.
Yes, Blake Monroe saying, I saw you out there and I wish I didn't.
What a better segue to turn to our favorite, and Sami Zayn.
Right? As he is coming out, still, bumping fists now, not just handshakes and high fives. He's bumping fists tonight.
Must have a lot of ride or die fans in Lexington, Kentucky.
Well, he's got one ride or die fan in me, so.
We're getting near and dear to the main event. We still have Cody Rhodes. Do you guys want to know the big announcement for Turnbuckle Studios?
Let's make it happen.
All right, this from one Carl Carafel. Turnbuckle Studios has a new sponsor, everyone. That's right. They followed suit and have joined the team that we call W. So go to w.gg and pick up your delicious flavors there. Just make sure you're using the promo code TB Studios.
Awesome.
So welcome to the party, W. And what a great little thing. Just tap W. That should be a
Absolutely.
slogan for us to say.
Right? Tap W.
So as we await our undisputed champion in Cody Rhodes, what can we expect to see here tonight? We know we have about 20 minutes left of the show. We have yet to hear from the ring general Gunther. We have yet to even see him.
Honestly, I am fully expecting, because they're not giving us a whole lot of time for this match and the contract sign. I'm fully expecting this is going to break down early, with Gunther laying out both Sami and Cody, and then signing that contract as we go off the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that, but I'm gonna add a little bit of a caveat to that. If he gets Cody busted open, he signs the contract with his name in Cody's blood.
Okay, I don't think there's the need for that in this situation, because this really isn't a blood feud. This isn't like when Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan had to do that one contract signing, or who else was it? Oh, Brock
Vince
and
McMahon
Taker, I
and Hulk Hogan.
believe. That too.
But you could turn it into that just off that one moment.
You could, but I don't think there is a need for that at this point.
Now it'll be very interesting to see kind of what does happen, but I think we're both in the agreement that we will see Gunther in some point in this match, and we will finally see that contract being signed. As now Royce Keys is going after Damian Priest. So Royce Keys and Damian Priest are giving it to each other, but some might say that this is just a form of how they both get on the same page.
Yeah, I just kind of had that thought too, because do we really know the extent of R-Truth's injury at all?
Not off the
Or
top
how long
of the
he's
dome.
going to be out? Because I
Again,
kind of
not off
thought
the
that,
top of the dome.
yeah. So I kind of think that what if Royce Keys steps in and kind of becomes like an interim tag team champion alongside Damian Priest until Truth comes back?
Honestly, if that's the case, if I was Nick Aldis, relinquish the tag titles, give us a tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and then WWE, now you can show us how you're really revamping the tag team division.
Yeah, it's not something I need to see again. I mean, we saw it a few years ago now when Sami Zayn stepped in on behalf of the Usos. We also saw it within the Judgment Day in that same 2-3 week span.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the interim tag team champion and waiting for a partner to come back.
What I could say is do that tournament, and the winner of that tournament then would face Priest and Truth. The winner could then walk out with those tag titles.
Yeah.
Is Cody Rhodes going one step further than Sami Zayn? He's hugging his fans.
Taking a page out of Bailey.
Signing some autographs. Looks like this is not sitting well with Sami Zayn.
But this should be one heck of a matchup.
As it is now on the way. Bell has rung.
Sammy extending the hand, Cody shaking it. We are getting that respect right off the bat.
As this may not be the first time these two fought, it is probably the more intriguing time they did come together as tensions flew high backstage. Sammy, in anger, said some things that he probably shouldn't have said, and Cody was just looking for a fight. Could say this was just the wrong place at the wrong time. Once again, Sammy extends that hand. Cody shakes it, but throws it away. Probably just saying, shut up and fight already.
and that front lock suplex. And Cody now extending the hand.
The mind games are being played by Cody. I like this.
And then Sammy can't do it.
I think what you're seeing out of Sami Zayn right now is the understanding that he needs to change. And I think he's more aware of it. As much as he doesn't want to change who he is, I think the necessity of survival is forcing him to do so.
Yeah.
And what a little aggressive spot there by Sami Zayn that we don't normally see.
And Cody having a little bit of trouble getting up to his feet there. No, Sami Zayn pleading with the fans as he is not targeting. He's not being aggressive about it. He's trying to tell the fans, look, I'm trying to be respectful. But at the same time, he's just doing what Cody and Randy Orton told him to do a couple months back.
Yeah,
Taking advantage of the situation.
exactly.
And you can't fault Sammy for, taking the advice and implicating it. In fact, 99% of the times, the people who are asked for advice, that's all they want to see done is somebody listen and apply it. But I think for Sammy, he's confused by the reaction of the audience when he does so.
I mean, you can't expect Sammy to be a good guy Sammy all the time. And as Sammy had said, that's what, that's what's not been getting him these high caliber matches like he's in right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and let's not forget, like, Cody is one of the more divisive people in the WWE. Much like John Cena was, much like Roman Reigns. Even Randy Orton is in that same boat. So when Sami Zayn is taking that advice between guys that people are willing to love to hate and hate to love, and you're willing to boo the babyface, this is, really what has Sammy off.
Yeah, Sammy
Because I wonder if he's starting to feel if he's falling into that same divisive category.
Well, yeah, he touched on it. Sammy understands that he has to now walk the walk. But I think the one thing, you got to walk that walk with a purpose. And it doesn't look like he is really walking with a purpose right now. He looks like he's confused about it or he's tense about it. Like just doesn't feel authentic about what he's doing. And maybe that's the difference between the men that you said opposed to him, is that the authenticity of the action isn't necessarily there with Sami Zayn like it was with Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes or even Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it could be that he's going through some kind of a mental dilemma as he's doing this, but in due time, I think he's going to be like, you know what? Screw it. Cody's knees hurting. I'm going to target that.
Yeah. Well, we all predicted initially Sami Zayn to win the Royal Rumble this past year in Riyadh. We know that the King and Queen of the Ring comes up at the end of June in Riyadh. Do we put Sami into that potential spot to win the King of the Ring and get that title shot at SummerSlam?
I'm claiming that he wins the Royal Rumble next year and headlines WrestleMania in Riyadh next year.
I could see him winning Money in the
You
Bank.
could.
I don't think he's going to win King of the Ring.
I mean, he could do that and then be unsuccessful at SummerSlam, we'll say. And then that just drives him further into that madness, you know?
I think Sami Zayn failing a cash-in would be absolutely amazing for this development of Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that could even work too. But there was a vibe that I got from Sammy when he was talking to Johnny Gargano earlier. I almost felt like he was slipping into the conspiracy theory Sami Zayn a little bit there.
Which was our introduction to Logan Paul in the WWE.
And what you're not seeing from Sami Zayn is just that aggressive getting on his opponent. And
Well,
it's
this is
almost like
again
he's
that trepidation.
Yeah. And that just comes back to, does he understand fully what he has to do? He might know what he needs to do, but does he really fully commit to it?
And that's why I think in due time we're gonna see Sammy flip into that I'm gonna do whatever it takes, the ultimate opportunist, you know, what Edge eventually became.
But we always see that the fight inside is the biggest fight Sami Zayn always has. Whether it's the hesitation of whether or not he's going to swing the chair at Roman, whether or not he was going to swing it at Kevin,
Right?
whether or not he was willing to take the shot that was needed to take to win championships. We all know that, you know, he kind of fell victim in his title match against Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
Yep.
He's really been in his own head. He kind of went into a...
Go ahead.
With the history that he and KO have, and we don't know what's going to happen with KO, would this be a time to bring KO back and put him in Sammy's corner to try and keep him focused?
I think this might be the perfect time to pair him up with Randy Orton.
Well, apparently Randy is out because his back is going down again.
He's already refuted that on Twitter.
Yeah. He turned that down. He said he's just taking the summer off.
Because these two men continuously go to war against each other. if we are to see the ring general in any way, it is going to be easy pickings for Gunther.
Yes, it is.
And that knee on Cody, that's going to be the target for Gunther. That's for sure. Yeah, or maybe the neck.
Yeah.
And once again, Sami Zayn attempts to do the right thing. And it spits him right in the face.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I think Sammy will need to shed is doing that right thing instead of doing that right thing, and maybe instead of that, seizing the opportunity.
I mean, I have to question whether or not Sammy was aiming for Cody or was he aiming for Gunther. We just know he ended up hitting Gunther.
I think he was going for Cody and ended up hitting Gunther.
But
would Gunther be a good guy for Sammy to get in line with?
Oh no, Sammy just letting Gunther attack Cody.
And Sammy backing up as Gunther looking on.
And walking away.
No, we're getting that conflicted Sammy now.
Mm-hmm. As Gunther just lies down with that rear naked choke on Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn just walks away.
Yeah, he's having some sort of a moral conflict, as it were, right now.
Sammy's saying, hey, you people want to boo me? Well, I'm going to give you something to boo.
And that's going to be the big question now. If you're Cody Rhodes and Sammy said you're his friend, why did you choose to walk away?
Well, it beats that handshake and kick in the midsection that Cody's used to getting from his friends.
If you ain't getting physically kicked in the nuts, you might as well get figuratively kicked in the nuts.
Right?
But as we now get the credits, we get see everything fade. We get that end saying, "Show's over, everyone."
Yeah.
That means SmackDown's over. Saturday night's main event is less than 24 hours away. So, as we let everybody know, the best place to find us on social media is on turnbucklestudios.org/host. The best direct way of finding our individual link trees, our social media accounts. Please check that out. But as we go around the board, OM Dynamic, I'll start with you. What were your thoughts and your final, let's just say, words for tonight's SmackDown?
Solid show, nothing spectacular. Really didn't pick a direction to continue for Saturday night's main event or for Clash in Italy. Maybe a little bit more to forecast now into the future with the involvement of Ricky Saints in the U.S. Championship match. Solid show. Nothing really stood out to me, but too many recap breaks and too much backstage today that I think really took away from it.
Chris Best, your thoughts about tonight's show and your final words as we get one step closer to
thought-
Saturday night's main event.
I thought tonight was a fine show, and OMD, you hit it on the head there. They are looking forward. They're looking past tomorrow night, Saturday night's main event, as they seem to do on these go home shows. They start looking towards the next event. I'm also kind of happy that at the same time they are starting to look past Clash in Italy, because I'm thinking now whoever is successful between Cody and Gunther, I'm thinking Sami Zayn's going to step up next and be the next challenger for the championship. But tonight's show is, I really found myself enjoying it, and everything just kind of flowed pretty nicely. But Parrish, what did you think of the show?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a bad show at any means. Do I like what you said? Oh, I'm dynamic about the ad breaks. Yeah, I honestly don't need the recaps, because if you're doing it on all other platforms, fine. Just direct your viewers there when they get a free time to check it out. Plug your socials there. I don't need to see it on SmackDown, but I understand it. But what I do like is the fact that they're letting us know, oh yeah, next week you got to worry about this. There's development here. Yes, there's 3 hours, but we got so much talent that we can't tell everything in those 3 hours. So there's going to be a lot of answers next week, especially with, why Sami Zayn decided not to help out his friend. I do think we're going to get Sami Zayn costing Cody Rhodes the championship, and that is going to be the direction we go there. I think there's jealousy from Sami Zayn. I really do. But yeah, Ricky Saints in that U.S. title picture, love it. We finally got a Trick and Carmelo match, which I thought you were right on. Dynamic match of the night, and I thought that was a great addition with Ricky Saints. So, yeah, I do enjoy that. That was kind of my thoughts on the show. And before I'm Dynamic, I allow you the time to let everybody know the end and go there. Normally, I do put up the thumbnail of SmackDown. Going to try something different. And as I'm Dynamic, it is now your turn. I'm going to put up the PLE Patrol thumbnail for tomorrow, just so you know what's next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please always remember the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at SmackDown Security Detail and Turnbuckle Studios, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
Lights go down, the sirens sound. You know what time it is.